Good morning, guten Morgen, magandang umaga, konnichiwa, bonjour. So in this video, I'd like to give a perspective that you may or may not already have. I'd like to plant a seed for you to directly take it to the Lord and think about it and contemplate on it. Hopefully it will help you have an understanding and having new eyes to have forgiveness for others. So in my own testimony when I was younger, let's just say 13 or 14 years old, as any 13 and 14-year-old, I was highly impressionable, easily manipulated, and in the early 90s, when I was in school, the going thing was teasing your hair, teasing your bangs, and using Aquanet hairspray. So I had this, what my parents would like to refer to as like a rooster tail, because I teased my bangs. And back then we would tuck our jeans in our socks and wear 2 pairs of socks. I know, so strange, the 90s. Anyhow, I did these things. Well, I teased my hair because back then hair bands were the thing. And we wanted to emulate the things that Madonna was doing or a hairband was doing as a trend. And it's no different from today. Those that are in the spotlight in the music industry are influencing the children of today. But when we were being influenced, it was mostly fashion, but I mean it also was language as well. But it wasn't so much so, it wasn't as obvious or political as it is today. I find that it's a little bit more obvious, and maybe it was obvious then as well, but I'm misremembering it. But the seed that I would like to plant is, even if you are a boomer or from my generation, Gen X, if I had a cell phone back then and I had access to the internet and I was on different social media platforms when I was a child, I would have been no different. And even if you're a boomer, you would have been no different than the kids today who are identifying as Furbies, wanting to go by a different pronoun. The children today are no different than we were. They want to be accepted. They want to find their place in the world, and they're in search of their identity and who they are. The only difference is they have social media platforms that influence them, that it's cool or it's trending or it's acceptable to do certain things. And they're doing these things because they want to be liked by their peers. They want to be accepted by others. Even though you and I, now that years later, when you can look back at the silly things that you used to do, like use a half a can of Aquanet in your hair or wearing 2 pairs of socks, these children, these youngsters, and even 20-something-year-olds that are on TikTok, they're no different. They're just as ignorant as you and I were, and they're doing things that they may look back and there's more evidence because they're on social media and they put everything out there, but they may look back at their own foolishness of the things that they have done. That I have so much patience and so much forgiveness for even 30 and 40, 50, 60-year-olds, doesn't matter the age, is some people haven't had the aha or the light go on in their mind to take them out of the spell that they're in and under. That the world, people don't understand that all the propaganda that's programming them to think in a certain manner isn't necessarily, even though they feel strongly in the moment, isn't necessarily the truth or the right way of dealing with certain things that they're being told, that they're being actually told how to act and how to react by other influencers who are intentionally out there to cause chaos. That all of this is not a mistake. All that's happening right now is not just happenstance. It's by design. And those of us who have eyes to see, that know the spiritual aspect and know that this is happening because they want to cause havoc and chaos, and they want to divide and conquer. I have so much patience and give people, what's the word I'm looking for? I like to give people time to figure things out on their own, because people cannot be told and shown the way. They have to see it for themselves. And by me being a walking example of the peace that I'm in and being comfortable of who I am, and I'm not a part of the world and not doing what everyone else is doing, but I have confidence and this peace in me, and that I have no fear, and that I'm not looking for validation from others. Hopefully, when I'm walking my walk, that others kind of step outside themselves and think, what's different about this person? Why does this person not get so emotionally triggered and not, they're not dramatic and yet they seem content and not looking for their next fight, basically, because this is spiritual, and the enemy is trying to cause chaos. And those of us who are not part of the world, who has stepped away from the world, that it will become more obvious to others, and hopefully make others stop and examine themselves and want to do better. Versus, I don't preach to people I don't tell people what they should and should not do, because it's not my place to do so. I walk my walk and live my life in hopes that my light that's shining, the light of Christ and the light of truth, is hopefully attracting others' attention to want to find that peace and find a relationship with Christ themselves. So I hope I plant a good seed. I love you, and God bless.